Mr. President, thank you very much for this time you have given to me and my distinguished colleagues. In supporting this bill, I would like to draw the attention of the Senate that we are presently losing about $15.9 billion every year in illegal mining. So if this Rangers services is set up, I'm very sure that they will be able to help us to curtail both bandits and illegal miners. Because you see, if we have a strong Rangers that will be in all the forests and all the neighborhood of they will also help Nigerian police. They help the Nigerian customs for smuggling. There are a lot of benefits in this Ranger service they are going to work. But we should amend it. They have to carry arms. Because if they are not with arms, we have rendered the job useless. So, Mr. Chairman of the committee and my colleague, I would like your committee to go back to see some amendments if arms should be added. So from day one, they'll be ready to fight for Nigeria and Nigerian people. Mr. President, secondly, oil is almost gone. Oil is out of fashion in making money. Today, no country thinks about oil. This is a very, very important area of Nigeria's making money. If we can see a way to secure our mining areas, because mining in these areas gives us more money than going to mine for crude oil, going to drill for crude oil. I'm sure all Nigerians, we should come up in all our areas. There are natural resources in every area in Nigeria. It's just Nigerian people have been very lazy to go after this God-given gift. I want to thank my colleagues and say that we should probably support this motion, because this motion is going to stop, this bill, sorry, is going to stop illegal mining, is going to stop all, like in Niger State the other time, you see that people were trapped in a mining field and nobody helped them. Before help can come, help them, where there was no help there. So I plead with our colleagues, support this bill so it can pass to the benefit of our country. Thank you, Mr. President, for giving me time.
Thank you, colleagues. I am Amin Waziri Tambuwal, representing Sokoto South Senatorial District. Mr. President, I indicated interest and I rise on your recognition and permission to support this bill that is a very, very important bill that will bring a lot to bear positively on the mining sector in Nigeria. My main interest in this bill, Mr. President, is the fact that we know today that part of the problems we are facing in most of the banditry-infested areas in this country are closely having something to do with issues of mining. And unless we are able to address the challenge or challenges we are facing in these areas, we may not be able as a country to benefit from this God-given mineral resource that abound in Nigeria. Therefore, introducing and strengthening mining rangers will definitely address substantially this challenge. I must commend what we are doing here today. The earlier bill that talked about establishing training institutions for the police with a view of strengthening them, that institution and this married together will go a long way in addressing the security challenges we are facing substantially in this banditry infested area. So, Mr. President, I believe that this will partly address that challenge. and it will provide enabling environment for miners to carry out their activities, which will in turn positively improve our revenue base as a country, and it will improve the economy and socio-economic well-being of our people. This bill, Mr. President, is very important. I therefore urge our colleagues to wholeheartedly support it for passage for second reading. Thank you, Mr. President.
Illegal mining that are taking place. This bill, when passed, and when this agency is established, we are going to have the people in the agency patrolling the areas of mining which abound across the country. There is no state that do not have solid minerals. So once this bill is passed and we have this service, this agency, then we are going to police our mining sites and stop the bandits from exploiting our mineral resources. For this reason, I second the second reading for this bill and urge all my colleagues to also support the bill. Thank you.
Chief Whip.
Distinguished Senators, my name is Mohamed Tahir Monguno. I represent Borno North Senatorial District. I am supporting wholeheartedly the second reading of this bill against the backdrop of the fact that we are preaching the gospel of diversification of our economy away from oil to other sectors with a view to consigning to the dustbin of history the fact that our economy is a monolithic economy that depends on oil for its survival. So against this background, this bill is apt and germane, since we are now focused on diversifying our economy, especially to concentrate on exploiting our vast mineral resources with a view to earning the much needed revenue to deploy for our infrastructure needs. Mr. President, distinguished senators, we are all living witness to the fact that the insecurity, the mining sector has generated as a result of activities of illegal mining. So the establishment of this agency will go a long way in patrolling and also nipping in the bud the activities of illegal miners that deprive this country of the much needed revenue that comes from mining. So with this short remark, I urge my colleagues to first support the second reading of this bill with the speed of light. Thank you.
I will have called you, but you are in.
Senator Mohammed Ogoshionao, the Chairman Doma. I represent the good people of Nasarawa South. With your permission, sir, I would want to go on with the lead debate.
We don't need a second.
Thank you very much, sir. It is with utmost patriotism and a deep sense of responsibility that I humbly rise to lead the debate on the general principles of the Nigerian Mines Rangers Service Bill 2004 SB 253. The bill was read for the first time on the floor of this Senate on Wednesday, 8th November 2023. The bill inter alia seeks to establish a specialized agency to be saddled with the responsibilities of safeguarding mining operations, enforcement of mining, and environmental and safety regulations, as well as promoting sustainable mining practices in Nigeria and for related matters. For the benefit of hindsight, the Mines Rangers Service, which is also known as the Mines Rescue Service Team in other climes is a specialized emergency response unit trained to respond to illegal mining activities, as well as mining accidents and other emergencies. And their key responsibilities include, but not limited to, curbing illegal mining, rescue of trapped miners, handling of hazardous materials and chemical spills or leaks, provision of emergency medical care, and investigation of mining accidents, and so on. The objectives of this bill include, but not limited to, the following: to provide specialized security for mining operations in Nigeria, to monitor and enforce compliance with mining regulations, to collaborate with relevant government agencies to combat illegal mining activities in the country, to stimulate economic growth and development through creation of jobs and increase revenue generation to fund government activities and programs, to promote sustainable mining practices and to check environmental degradation, to provide training and drills for miners or on rescue techniques and equipment operation, and to provide first aid and medical training. Mr. President, sir, distinguished colleagues, this proposed piece of legislation has been painstakingly developed and streamlined to curb illegal mining, thereby providing avenues for harnessing the vast mineral resources in Nigeria, which has not been properly and exhaustively exploited for the full benefit of the country. As such, this bill is a bold legislative step geared towards the diversification of our economy by de-emphasizing monolithic focus on oil as the main source of the country's revenue. In conclusion, Mr. President, my dear colleagues, the establishment of the proposed specialized agency will go a long way to addressing the incessant challenges which have bedeviled the mining sector in Nigeria and will help to reposition the sector for optimal benefit and maximum exploitation and exploration and exploitation of our enormous mineral resources that abound across the country. In line with Order 76.3 of the Senate Standing Order 2023 as amended, a compendium of the financial implication of the establishment of the agency is hereby attached. On this note, therefore, I urge you all, my distinguished colleagues, to support the second reading of this bill, considering its far-reaching importance to the socio-economic development of this country. Thank you, and God bless you.
He had a lot of money inside. That he was initially he was engaged in giving security to miners. Later, he became a miner himself. So we need this kind of rangers, this kind of people to take care of the security of mining sites. It's a wonderful bill, and this bill should be supported because we need to take every action that will safeguard these mining sites. In a way, it will also help to identify criminals around those areas. And these will be professionals who will be there around the clock. So if they are actually deployed to these sites, the issue of banditry will also be dealt with, because you will not even have them around in the first place before they go into banditry. So this bill should be supported, and I hope the president will look at the pros of this bill and get it assented to. And it shouldn't be specific about solid mineral. It should be all mineral, everything, anything, including even petroleum. as we speak, we don't have special, security agents who are saddled with responsibility of, in taking care of even the petroleum sector. So if it can be enlarged to include all mineral resources, I think it will be good. There's no point taking care of one side and then leaving one side. It should be all encompassing. So I commend you. You are commended for your wonderful, innovative idea in respect to our security in this country. Because as said by Senator Uzo Kalu, we should try to explore and exploit our God-given military resources. These are endowments by God to us. So they should be properly exploited. And providing security to ensure that the exploitation is done without any hindrance is very, very important. So I commend everyone that contributed, a wonderful contribution by several senators. It is on this note we go to okay, we now put the question. Those in favor that this bill be now read the second time, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The clerk of the Senate, Mines Rangers Service to prevent, combat illegal mining, artisanal mining, and for other related matters, 2024 second reading taken. The bill is referred to the Committee on Solid Minerals to report back within 2 weeks. The Leader of the Senate?
I believe moved by the Leader of the Senate. I so second.
Those in favor of the